In this somatic sun salutation, we'll be slowing movements down so that we can sense and feel them from the inside out. And we'll be using the tense, slow, release, relax, muscular repatterning technique of pandiculation. So let's come to the top of the mat. Stand with your feet comfortably apart, your toes pointing forwards, your spine long, your chest open. Just close the eyes and take a moment to connect to your inner experience, noticing how it is to stand, noticing how it is to breathe. And then let's deepen the breath, inhaling to squeeze the shoulders up towards the ears. And then exhaling to slowly push the shoulders down towards the floor, so past neutral. And then let's relax the shoulders and notice sensation. Then let's take another deep breath in and externally rotate the arms to squeeze the shoulder blades together and open the chest. And then a long breath out to internally rotate the arms, draw the front of the shoulders towards one another and to close the chest. And then we completely relax. Sweep the arms out and up and touch the backs of the hands together above the head. And take a micro side bend to the right, squeezing muscles to the right side waist. Come through center and take a full side bend to the left, feeling the muscles of the right side waist lengthening. Come back to center. Take a micro side bend to the left, feeling the muscles of the left side waist contract. And to center, and then a full side bend to the right, so feeling the muscles of the left side waist extending. Come back to neutral, and we'll sweep down into forward bend via a flat back in 3 equal parts. So start to fold forward from your hips and take your arms out to the side and pause about 1/3 of the way down, feeling the muscles of the back of the legs, the back of the body loading. Then come down by another 1/3 and pause. And then come as far down as is comfortable for you, catching hold the opposite elbow with your hands, letting the crown of the head hang downwards. Noticing how it is to be in your forward bend, so where your chest is in relation to your thighs, for example, where your elbows are in relation to the floor. You can always have bent knees to make it more comfortable for yourself here. And then raise your head just 1 centimetre or so, not too much, up towards the ceiling, just the head. And then lift the arms so that your forearms are in line with your nose. And then take it again, the head goes up another centimetre or so, not much, followed by the arms, forearms in line with the nose. And then once more, the head comes up, and so too do the arms. And from here, release all muscular effort down into your forward bend and just see if your experience of forward bend has effortlessly deepened. Take a breath here. And then with the hands to the floor either side your feet, step your right foot to the back of the mat with toes tucked under. So you're lowering your back knee down and round your spine. So bow the head towards the belly and feel the stomach muscles squeeze in. And then untuck your toes, push your palms into the floor, lengthen your arms, open your chest out, and come into this runner's lunge. From here, let's step the left foot to the back of the mat, right foot tucks under, you're in plank posture. Feel muscles hug bone in your plank pose, everything hugging to center, spine lengthening, neck lengthening. Just touch the knees down towards the floor, see how your muscles release, and then re-engage your plank posture, lift your knees and lengthen out, see how your muscles activate. Let's do that again. Drop the knees down towards the floor, releasing. And lifting the knees up, activating. On this third one, we drop the knees down and also the chest to the floor in between the hands. So there's a little bit of space underneath the hips. So you come into a prostration, you pause there for a moment, and then you flatten the body out along the floor. And let's take some backward rotations of the shoulders, slow and smooth. And with the shoulders down and back, squeeze the shoulder blades in, press the front of the ankles down, and just raise your chest and your head. See how high you come without pushing into your hands. And then lower your chest and your head back down. Keep the forehead on the floor and the pubic bone on the floor. And scoop your low ribs and your belly up so you come into a little forward curl of your spine. So there's space underneath you and you're conscious of muscles working. And then release that, relax completely. And return to your low cobra. You just raise your head, you raise your chest, and you might notice that you effortlessly come a little higher. And then lower back down. Let's tuck the toes under and return to that prostration. So the chest stays on the floor now, and you lift your hips up. So you've returned to prostration. And then you can push into your hands, lift your chest up, and let's go into a dog pose. So you tuck your toes, you lift your knees and your hips, and you come up into dog pose. So broaden out your shoulders, hang your head, have your feet parallel, soften your knees, just feel your way into dog pose. And then squeeze the muscles of your right shoulder. So hug muscle to bone around right shoulder. And then release that. And then hug muscle to bone around your left hip. And then release that. And then hug muscle to bone around your left shoulder. And release that. And then hug muscle to bone around your right hip. And release that. Then hug muscle to bone around all the joints there. So both shoulders, both hips. As you release that muscular squeeze, skim your knees down towards the floor and back up into your dog pose. Squeeze the muscles around the shoulders and the hips again. Release the squeeze. Touch your knees down towards the floor. Come back up into your dog pose. And we'll take it once more, little muscular squeeze. You might feel muscles hugging around your rib cage as well. And this time we'll bring the knees down towards the floor, step the right foot through in between the hands, curl forward again with the toes of the back foot tucked under, and then uncurl to lengthen through your arms, to squeeze your shoulder blades together, to open out your chest. And then from here, let's step the back foot forward. Find forward bend, see how it feels. You're cradling your elbows with your opposite elbow in front. And then let's bend the knees. So just bend the knees, lower the hips down. So we're coming up through a chair pose in 3 equal parts. So bend the knees, drop the hips down, feel the muscles hug to bone, reach the arms forward, raise the chest up. So this is your second part. And you pause here and you hug muscle to bone. And then you come all the way up to standing, reach the arms above the head, just touch the backs of the hands together. And then release the arms down by the sides. Take a breath. Take a moment to notice your inner sensations, beating of your heart, the rhythm of your breath, and how this changes as you go from activity to rest. And then let's take the other side. So in an inhale, to squeeze the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale to push the shoulders down past their neutral resting. So there's some activity through the side body. And then completely relax. Next, deep inhalation. Let's externally rotate the arms to squeeze the shoulder blades together and open the chest. And then you exhale to internally rotate the arms, squeeze the front of the shoulders together and to close the chest. And you completely relax. Relax all muscular effort. Let's take the arms out and up above the head with the backs of the hands touching together. Take a micro side bend to the left, consciously squeezing the muscles of the left side waist, and then come through center and take a full side bend to the right, feeling the muscles to the left side extend. Come back to center. Take a micro side bend to the right, so you're feeling muscles to the right side waist contract, and then to center, and a full side bend to the left, noticing muscles to the left shorten, to the right lengthen, and then you come back to center. Coming down to forward bend in 3 equal parts with flat back. So you start to fold at your hips. The spine is long, you take the arms out, you tuck the chin in a little, you come about 1/3 of the way down towards the floor and you pause. Notice your muscles firing. Come 2/3 of the way down and pause. Again, attentive to what's happening in your muscles. And then all the way down, cradle your elbows with your non-dominant forearm in front this time, so it's going to feel different to last time. Notice how you are in your forward bends. And then raise your head 1 centimeter or 2 up towards the ceiling. We're not making big movements here. And then move the arms so that they are in line with your nose, forearms in line with your nose. And then you raise the head again, you ratchet the head up again, just a little way, and you pause. And then the arms follow, the forearms come in line with the nose. And then you take it again, you lift the head up slightly, and the forearms in line with the nose. And from here, noticing the muscles to your legs, your back body really firing, release with awareness. Just drop your hands down towards the floor and notice how the experience of your forward bend has changed. Take a breath to your forward bend. Just breathing into all the tight places. Bring the hands down onto the floor. You're stepping your left foot to the back of the mat with the toes tucked. Lower the back knee down around your spine. So you bow your head towards your belly. You feel the belly lift towards the spine. And then uncurl your spine. Press down into your hands. Lengthen your arms. Open your chest out. Squeeze the shoulder blades in so you're in your runner's lunge. And then you're stepping the right foot to the back of the mat and lifting your left knee to join into a plank posture. And you're looking past the front of your mat and you're feeling your muscles active, so particularly through the arms and the legs. And then let's drop the knees to the floor, just a light skim of the knees to the floor, and you come back up and you notice how the body relaxes as the knees come down and engages as the knees come up. Let's take it again. So knees come down to the floor, a light touch, and then they lift back up into plank posture. And then on this third one, the knees come down, chest also comes down to the floor in between the hands with the hips lifted, a little bit of space underneath you. So you're in a prostration. You pause there and then flatten your body out on the floor, forehead resting on the earth, and take slow, smooth backward rotations of your shoulders. And with the shoulders down and back and the front of the ankles pressing to the floor, just raise your chest and your head without too much effort. Obviously some effort is required, but with least effort, just see how far you come up. You're not pushing up with your hands. And then lower your head and your chest back down Keep the forehead on the floor and the pubic bone on the floor, and scoop your low ribs and your belly up away from the floor so that you're curling your spine forward. There's space underneath you. Shoulders are away from the ears. And then release that and relax all muscular effort to then re-engage and lift back up into an effortless low cobra, but perhaps with more range. And then we're lowering the chest down. Returning to prostration, so pushing your hips up towards the ceiling. So chest is on the floor, knees are on the floor, head is on the floor, and the hips have lifted. And then from here up into all fours and to a dog pose. So you tuck your toes, you lift your knees and your hips, and you come up into dog pose. So feel your way. Might adjust the position of the feet, of the hands. You might nod or shake your head a little bit to release. You might arch and curl your spine slightly, move your pelvis. So incremental shifts to feel as spacious in the posture as possible. And then let's hug muscles around right shoulder. So really activate the muscles around the shoulder and then release. And then around left hip, just notice what you need to do to activate the muscles around the left hip and then release. And then left shoulder muscles activate and release. And then right hip muscles activate and then release. Both shoulders, both hips activating at the same time. You might notice some activation in your core as well. And then release that to skim your knees down towards the floor. Lift the hips back up into dog pose, heels working downwards, sit bones lifting upwards, back of the neck broad and soft. And then skim the knees down again. So relaxing muscles as the knees come down, engaging muscles as the hips rise. And let's take that once more. So you're going to skim the knees down towards the floor. And from here, you're going to step the left foot through in between the hands. Curl the spine, so you bow the head towards the earth. And then push down into your hands, lengthen your arms, open your chest. Raise the gaze a little, but don't lead with your chin there. And then you're going to step your back foot forward. So you've returned to standing forward bend. See how it is for you to be in standing forward bend. You can cradle your elbows and let the crown of the head point down. And we'll return to standing through a chair posture, which we find in 3 parts. So first of all, just drop your hips down, bending your knees. And you pause there and you're feeling muscles hug bone and you're anchoring the base of big toes down. And then you reach your arms forward and you raise your chest up. So you might start to lift your hips a little from here and you hold. And then from here all the way up to standing. So push into your feet, take the arms up, touch the back of the hands together. And then release the arms down by the sides. And take a moment to notice how you're doing. You're noticing the back of the body, the front of the body, your connection to earth, your connection to the heavens through the crown of the head reaching up. Notice your natural rhythms, heartbeat, breath rate, energy pulse. Noticing how the practice has affected you. So obviously the invitation with a sun salutation is to do many rounds. But you might find that slowing the process down in the way that we just have done and paying attention to this squeeze, slow release, relax of muscles in various different positions means that 1 round, right side, left side is enough. But of course, you can do many rounds if you wish.